Hey guys, you're stronger than your fear. I want to jump on and just talk about that because lately there's just been stuff that's going on in my life, in the world, at work, and fear is a topic of conversation that I believe should really be talked about more. So I just want to let everybody know, if you're a nurse, by the way, I just wrote this like backwards. That's why it looks like a 5-year-old wrote it. But I am doing a navigating the burnout tonight for nurses. Stace, I sent you the email, girlfriend. Stacy's joining us tonight, doing a free Zoom class on navigating the burnout, 8 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested, message me yes, and I will message you to get your email and send you the Zoom link. So you're stronger than your fear. Lately, there have been some changes going on at my hospital. Yay, Stace! And the thing is that I know for many nurses, we stay where we are at work, on our particular unit, within our organization for years and years and years. And on the one hand, I believe that that's a beautiful thing. That says something about the organization, about the people you work with, about your management. I do believe that there is good in that. But I also believe that it's a double-edged sword. And in my 22 years of nursing, I have spent the majority of that time at my current organization. So I know nurses that have been there for the 22 years. When I started there 22 years ago, I know nurses that are there 30, 40 years. So in conversations with them, when we talk about potentially leaving the unit that they're on to go to another unit in the hospital or to leave the hospital altogether, fear is something that comes up, and rightfully so. My story, part of my story is that I did want to leave the unit I was on after being on that unit for about 4 years when I first started nursing on my pediatric oncology floor. But I didn't decide to leave for 3 years. Talk about fear, right? Because I was scared. What if I don't like it? And then I have to come back. Will I come back with my tail between my legs, like feeling like a failure? Or what if I can't do the job that they expect me to do? What if I don't like anybody I work with? What if they don't like me? What if I can't come back to this job? And then what if I'm out of a job? And all of the what ifs, they immediately come into our mind because our mind loves to keep us safe, right? That's what your primitive brain is all about. You know, back in the day, and I just love this analogy because I'm like, when was the last time you knew anybody that was being chased by a saber-toothed tiger? But they always say that back in the day, in the caveman days, you know, your brain, the primary responsibility was just to keep you safe. So if you were out hunting and gathering food and doing stuff for your tribe or your people, if there was a saber-toothed tiger, then your brain immediately said, okay, get somewhere safe. Hey, Nat. So what I'm saying is that here we are living in a world now, 2021, and your brain is still functioning like it used to back in the day. It still just wants to keep you safe. So the minute you wake up in the morning, your brain is like, she's awake. Okay. All right. She made it through the night. She's breathing and she's up. And then you go out into the world, right? And the brain is still there to be like, oh, I don't know. Like, do you really want to wear that outfit today? Like, that's a little daring. So you're like, all right, I'll just wear like the outfit that I wear like every day because, you know, I don't want to look different. I don't want anybody to say anything. What if people judge me? And the brain's like, okay, good. And then maybe like you go out to eat at a restaurant. You're like, you know, maybe I'll try something different. And your brain is like, but what if it's bad? What if you don't like it? What if you have a reaction? What if your stomach gets upset? And you're like, okay, I'll just order the same exact thing I order every time I go out to eat, right? This is what our brains do. And that is why sometimes we feel like on the inside, we may think, you know what? how exciting would it be if I took on this new role at work and I challenged myself differently? And your brain is like, girl, I don't know. Do you really think that you could do that? Do you think that you would feel supported in that position? Like, do you think that you would like it? Like, what if you didn't, and you're like, all right, well, you know what? I'll just pass it up. I'll pass up this opportunity and I'll just stay here in this position that I'm in. And then it's like 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later. The thing is, on the inside, those things happen all the time. Oh, wouldn't it be exciting to take that position? Wouldn't it be exciting to go be a travel nurse? Wouldn't it be exciting to go work at this organization, right? You may even be presented with opportunities and you get a little bit of those butterflies in your stomach. Like, that might be kind of exciting. Like, I've always wanted to be a travel nurse. I've always wanted to be a school nurse. Stace, right? And then right away, the mind is like, no, probably not. I mean, that's working like 5 days a week. You're used to 3 days a week. What would you do? When would you go to Target? When would you do your laundry, right? Because that's what my brain says to me. My brain is like, girl, you do not want to work 5 days a week, right? Do it. Stace is a primary example of someone who left her unit, her organization, and went to school nursing and couldn't be happier. And so when you hear stories like Stacy's story, it's inspiration. It's motivation that, what, people can do it. It's just that we have to get over our mind and we have to rewire our thinking, which isn't easy to do, especially when you've been doing something 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a practice that you need to start. That's why people write down pros and cons list, right? People write down, what would be the good thing about going to this position? What would be the negative part about going to this position? And if the pros outweigh the cons and you feel like this is something, that this is time, and you have support from whoever you need the support from, your partner, your kids, your family, your friends. Yes. Oh, thank you, Stace. Took me many years to finally jump. Katie helped. Girlfriend, I am so proud of you and so excited for you. I think about you and your story all the time. And that's why I'm on a mission to help nurses. And maybe it's staying on your unit, but just going about things differently. Or maybe it is leaving your unit, leaving your organization. The thing is I want to start cheering people on that you are not locked down to this current unit, this organization, right? That there are other opportunities out there and there's going to be fear. And how do you move past the fear? And this is what I do as a life coach. This is how I help nurses. I help nurses navigate the burnout. I help nurses with self-care and self-preservation. I help nurses learn how to take radical personal responsibility for who they are and what they want in this life, because we only have this one beautiful life. So if you feel the rumblings and you feel like, maybe it's time, but I'm not sure and I'm scared and you need the support, I would love for you to come to me, my team, my crew, my tribe, the people that I have around me supporting me in this work that I'm doing with nurses. So you guys can always message me and say, Katie, let's talk. I am doing, and Stacy is part of it. I'm so excited. I'm doing a 6-week burnout boot camp. We start September 13th. So if you guys want in, let me know and I will send you the details. It is up on my website, katiecarrollcoaching.com, and you can save $50 if you buy your ticket before August 31st. So if you want to come tonight, Stacy's going to be there. It's free. It's on Zoom. Just message me, yes, and I will send you the details. I'll get your email and I will send you the Zoom link. Navigating the burnout. Do it now. Yes, Stace. Do it now, right? Hey, girlfriend. So thank you guys so much, right? Like, we have to start realizing that fear is part of the process. It's not the end of the process, right? We may feel like we get to that part and, we think, what, maybe I want to leave my job. Thank you, girlfriend. That's my middle name, Marie. I'm like, that's so funny. That's like weird, the universe, right? We may think that we want to leave our job, do something different, and then we get scared and we think, oh, it's the end of the road. Just gonna go back to what I was doing. It is my middle name. I'm Katie Marie Carroll. Katie Marie Carroll Belarchek. I just got married on Friday. So, anyway, we have to realize that fear is just, it's one of the roadblocks along the way to our hopes and dreams and goals. If there wasn't fear, then everybody would be living their best life. Like, this is my best job. Thank you, girlfriend. This is my best life. I'm doing everything I want with everybody I want. I feel the way I want. There's nothing that I'm even dreaming of because I'm living in a dream world, right? Like, if there was no fear in life, if there were no roadblocks, everybody would be getting there. But fear is a massive roadblock, but we have to learn how to bust through it. You can bust through the fear, right? Think about a time in your life maybe where you were really, really scared to do something, right? Whether that was buy a house, right? You sign that check, you sign that contract, right? Maybe it was move across the country. Maybe it was have a baby, say yes, get married, start school, sign up for a marathon, start the marathon, right? And you were scared. And then guess what? You did it. You did it. And you didn't die, thanks be to God. And maybe, you were sore along the way. Maybe you had a minor injury along the way. Maybe there were blips along the way. But you did it, right? We need to go back to our own evidence-based practice. We need to go back to our own history and be like, oh, Girl, remember when you packed your car and put that turtle shell thing on the top and your mom got in the car with you and you drove to California to be a traveling nurse and you didn't know anybody and you were scared and you cried as you pulled out of the driveway and said goodbye to your dad and your cousin in the driveway with tears streaming down your face? Like, what am I doing? I'm driving to California. I don't know anybody there. That was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. Best decisions. It made me a stronger nurse, but it made me a stronger human being and woman. I am so happy that I did that. Was I scared? Oh my God, yes. I was petrified. Hey, girlfriend. Right? My family thought I'd never come back east because they know I love the sun, but I'm like, I love you guys more than the sun. So I did come back east. Right? But we have to realize that we are where we are in life, and we've had many times where we've been scared. Many times, right? How about the world we're living in, the COVID world we're living in, right? It's almost like think about the last time you were scared, right? I can think just about a couple days ago, right? When a family member was sick and I was scared for them, right? So fear comes up every day, every week, right? It comes up in different ways. Right? Like a bill comes in, you're like, oh my God, I did not realize that bill was going to be that much. And it's like the fear, how am I going to pay that bill? Right? Or you hear a family member is sick. Or, you're driving somewhere and it starts torrential downpouring and lightning, like a massive storm. And you pull over because you can't drive and your windshield wipers can't move fast enough. And you're like, it's kind of scary driving in this right now. Right? We face fear all the time and we move through it, right, to get where we want to be. But when fear shows up and our dreams are on the other side of it, our dreams, like your freaking dreams, right? I worked with a life coach who always says, your dreams were put in you when you were born. Lorraine knows this. So if the dream is in you, it's for you. My old business coach, Amber Liliestrom, always says that. So what is your dream? Like that dream that you've been dreaming of for a while, right? Maybe it's to build a dream home, have a baby, go back to school, right? Go to a dance class, learn how to dance, learn how to sing, learn how to play the guitar, have a baby, buy a house, meet someone, travel the world, even though I know it's COVID right now. So that example is like not a great example. But what is that dream, right? And And when are you going to start trying to bust through that fear to get to it? Or are you going to let fear stand in the way of you and that amazing dream? And then what? Right? When your time here is done, you can't be like, can I just have like a little more time? Because now's the time I should probably go after my dream. I read a book by my friend Dominic Cartuccio. He wrote a book called Design Your Life. He is an amazing man. He's doing amazing things for men right now in the world. He wrote a book called Design Your Life. And in it is a quote that still gives me chills to this day. And it's talking about what is hell, right? People ask, like, what is hell, right? Hell is, on your last day here, you meet the person you could have become. Right? You were put here on this earth at this time with all of the resources that are here to become the person that God, your higher power, Buddha, like always knew you were going to be, right? Like God, your higher power, like, you know, created you and set you onto this world and like had no qualms, no worries about you getting there, right? But they never said it would be easy, right? It wasn't like, go out into the world, go pursue all your dreams, get everything you want in life, and it'll be easy, and you'll live to the ripe old age of 90, and you'll just die peacefully in your sleep, and you'll just have lived the best life ever, right? I want to live till I'm old. I want to die in my sleep when I'm old, peaceful, but I want to live my best life, but I know that there are going to be obstacles along the way. But if you feel like, you know what? I feel like I wouldn't have achieved all my hopes and dreams and goals if I didn't get there. So how am I going to push through this fear? Right? If maybe it's something that you really don't want, maybe you don't want it anymore. Maybe it's something you wanted at one point. But maybe it's even right now, leaving this job, right? Maybe it's leaving the town that you're in. Right? But you feel like, but there's some resistance. It's scary. I'm scared. Right? Staying in your comfort zone, I heard it described once as a barbed wire blanket. That your comfort zone is really not that comfortable, but we think it's more comfortable than what's out there because we don't know what's out there. We don't know what's outside of our wall. So even if we're uncomfortable and anxious and overwhelmed and stressed and depressed, we're like, nah, I'll just stay here. Like, I'll just stay here all sad and depressed and anxious and not sleeping and abusing, you know, alcohol or drugs or gambling or spending money or numbing out. I'll just stay here. Because what if it's not as good on the outside? Let me ask you this. What if it's even better? What if it's even better on the other side? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the meme of like a little girl and she's like holding a teddy bear and God is before her and he has like a huge teddy bear like behind his back. And he's basically saying like, I have something for you, but you need to give me this small teddy bear, this teddy bear. And she's saying, but what if it's not as good? What if it's not as big or comfy or cozy? What if it's even better? I want you guys to take that with you for the rest of the day and think about what if it's even better? Because that mind, right, that I talked about, it wants to keep you safe. So it's like, girl, don't even look. Girl, don't even imagine if it's better, girl. Just stay there. No, it's like, all right, listen, mind. What if it's freaking better? What if everything I ever wanted was just on the other side of that fear and I have to bust through it? I have to learn how to bust through it, right? And how do you do that? You surround yourself with people that support you and you change, you rewire your brain, you become strong, like not just physically, I'm talking like mentally and spiritually, that you're like, I know who I am, I know what I freaking want in this world, I'm gonna need help getting there because we weren't meant to do it alone, and I'm gonna bust through that fear because I freaking want something, right? And why are we waiting? Why are we waiting anymore, right? If you were like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till like, I have this much money in the bank. I'm just going to wait, until after this event. I'm just going to wait for this. And then 2020 was like, oh, gotcha. And now people are like, like now people are like, I think, well, I want to do stuff, but I'm just going to wait for like COVID to be over. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like it's not ending anytime soon, right? I mean, we are in like a new area now of COVID. And you know what? That fear is there every day. It's like, more cases, the Delta variant, it's scary, and the kids and the school and the, family members getting sick, right? But life was meant to go on, right? COVID definitely came in and just smacked us all in the face and definitely like paralyzed us for a while, but we're moving again. We're moving again. And guess what? We're moving through fear. Right? We're going out, we're traveling, we're getting vaccinated, and then we're going in somewhere and not wearing a mask when we wore a mask for like over a year. And it's like kind of weird. Like sometimes you're like, should I still put on a mask? But I'm vaccinated, but I'm scared. What about the Delta variant? Right? So put on a mask if you want, but you're moving through it. I don't know if you've noticed that, but we all have been moving through this heavy, scary time together. Talk about fear, right? And we're here. We're in August of 2021. Guess what you just walked through for the past however many months? Fear. And you're still here, and you're alive, and you're breathing, and your dreams, guess what? They're still there. They're like, oh, hey girl, knock, knock, it's me, your dreams. Are you freaking ready? I am. I so am. I get like so fired up about this. I'm getting so fired up right now, and I'm sweating because it's 95 degrees in New Jersey, and I turned off the air conditioner in my room so that you guys could hear me, right? So I'm like literally like I'm hot. I'm fired up. I want to know if you guys are. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love if you want to join my 6-week nursing burnout boot camp. I love a good boot camp. This is going to be like a mind, body, spirit boot camp. It is going to get you closer to your hopes and dreams and goals. I know, right, Stace? When my husband gets home, he's going to be like, why don't you have the air on? Are you dying up here? So I love you guys. Godspeed. Let's talk soon. Let me know. 6-week burnout boot camp starts September 13th. You can go to my website, katiecarrollcoaching.com. You can get your tickets now. Don't wait. Don't freaking wait, right? Because your dreams are like, come on. What if it's even better? Love you guys. Bye-bye.